My name is Sonia, and this is Sonia with an I. Welcome to my channel. Today I am bringing you my cozy reading summer vlog. I have made a little collection of different reading activities and different little cozy experiences and have put them all together in a vlog. I hope that you enjoy it. Some of the things that you might see are some wildlife, a Katherine Center as an author. I went to a book speak of hers. I'm doing both a book haul and a book unhaul. I'm also doing a comparison of Great Britain and US food, some little free library talk, and a whole lot more. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, please let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it. All right, so here we go. Hey friends, this is Editing Sonia. So I had the perfect introduction to the video before we started with the rabbit invasion that I had on my back porch, and for some reason that disappeared. So I don't know what I did. I'm sure it was operator error because, I mean, why not? So you get to see me after I've had a shower and I'm in the hotel room at my conference while I'm editing this, whatever. Anyway, I will paint the picture. So I'm sitting out on my little back patio reading a book and had rabbit invasion. Like all of those videos, I was sitting, the rabbits were like a stone's throw from me, and they would come up to the table and then get spooked and leave. And that's kind of what I was showing, but I absolutely love rabbits. I think rabbits are my favorite animal. And I think they're so, I don't know, it's just so cozy and cute. So I went ahead and videoed them, but I'm sorry that the introduction that I had and showing the book, like I don't, as I'm editing, I don't remember what book I was reading at the time. So I sincerely apologize for that. And, but I do have the rabbit videos, so they're going now. Here, this is my friend Blake talking at the St. Louis County Library and introducing the author, Katherine Center. My good friend Laura Reeds, and I went to see Katherine Center talk about her book called The Rom-Commers. Now, I'm not much of a romance reader, but Laura and I really had a wonderful time at this event. They did a great job. Hi friends, I just wanted to jump on and share a book haul with you that I got today. Dan and I were doing our normal Saturday run around errand sort of situation, and the community that we were visiting that the town is next to ours has a new bookstore. It's a used bookstore, and you can take in your books and earn book credit, or, you know, buy books for really great prices, which I'm thrilled. It reminds me a little bit, it's very small, it's small but mighty. She's just starting the store. I met the owner today. Her name was Chris, and she was really nice. But it's just, like I said, small and mighty. It reminds me a lot of the Book Rack in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. As far as, it's not as nearly as big. I mean, the Book Rack has been open forever. It's not as big, but it has that start as far as like you earning credit, and then you can buy books there. So we supported it a little bit today, and I want to share with you what we got. Now, some of these books are for me and some of these books are Dan. We have very, very different reading tastes, so I'll go ahead and share them with you. The first one I got was How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. I read The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and I really loved it. and I thought that I would give this a chance too. From what I understand, the author, or the main character in this book, is he is immortal. He doesn't age. So he's kind of going through his life in all of time. And I think he has some sort of challenges with that. He's just kind of trying to live a normal life and be normal. And being immortal is difficult to be normal. So I don't know. Kristen Hannah says this is a great summer read. So I think I might give that a shot for the summer. Then I also got... I got Twilight Falls. This is the fourth book in the Shady Hollow series. There are a couple little novellas. I've read those too, but they're not in print. You just get those on ebook. But I have wanted to read this, and I waited and waited and waited at the library. I finally got it like a week ago. And, you know, I had the TBR challenge, so of course, you know, all the library books come in. But I found it here at the bookstore. I squeed. I was so excited. Now I have all 4 of them, and they're so cute in my bookshelf. You know, and I don't really have a lot of book collections, but I collect this series. Not only, I mean, these covers are just, but look at the spine. Look at the little icon on the spine. Like, every one of them is different. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There's a wedding in this one, and it has to do with one of the Von Pelt sisters, which they crack me up because they're so like, if they're not modeled after Kardashians, I don't know who is. So love this series. So excited about this. And to find it in a little bitty bookstore in a little bitty town, just thrilled. Just thrilled. So now this was for Dan. This is Dan's Sense of Humor. It's Strange Planet by Nathan Pyle. It is has comics in it, little comic books. It looks like somebody got it at Neighborhood Reads, which is our local bookstore. But it's a cute little book, and it was originally $14.99. I think he paid. I think it was $1, maybe $2. So cute little book. He was excited about it. Give him something. He likes quick comic-y kind of reads, just kind of like where he sits down. He doesn't really sit down and read like a whole novel like I do. He kind of just sits down and thumbs through things, like especially if he's waiting to do something, or if he has a break or whatever. So that's why. Then this was a total cover by Murderous Mayhem at Honeychurch Hall by Hannah Dennison. Look at this cover. Gorgeous. This cover is beautiful. Takes place in England. Check. Looks like a early springtime book with the irises there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Has a lot of high praise. MC Beaton has given it some praise. Reese Bowen. You know, those are some of the biggies. So I can't wait to read this. This is, I don't know if it's a series or not, but the cover was gorgeous. This was originally $25.99. I did not pay that. But I love the purple. I just think this is a lovely, lovely book. And it takes place in England. It's the mistress of hilarious British mysteries. Fabulous fun. I do love a British mystery. I love anything British. So then I found this one, and I was curious because I thought the cover was so fun. The cover kind of reminds me a little bit of a game of Guess Who. It's called Cold Comfort Farm. It's by Stella Gibbons. And as I was kind of looking through this and doing a little research, this was written in the 1930s, I believe. So I want to give this a shot. Of course, okay, have my buzzword, comfort. And then looking like it was a Guess Who game. All right, we'll give this a try. So fun. And then the next book that I found, I squealed and jumped up and down because I have been looking for this. Betty Crocker's, or I'm sorry, Betty Holmes, Better Homes and Gardens, the new cookbook. I have the one for boys and girls, the teenage one. I don't have this one. I have one I have the gold edition, but not the red and white cover. And, you know, I collect vintage cookbooks. Hear me out. I collect vintage cookbooks, but I'm kind of particular about which ones I collect. I love the old Betty Crockers with the ring binded sides. I like these big, you know, 1950s like folder bindery. I mean, look at the just the graphics on these are alone are just chef's kiss. No pun intended. Anyway, I've looked for this. You rarely find these that are not just absolutely destroyed or people want $50 or $60 for them in an antique store. And, you know, the pictures, I love the pictures. They're bright and colorful, you know, recipes that I could try. I love this. I'm so chuffed about this. I'm very, very happy. The next book is for Dan. He picked it up himself because he is a big fan of the artist in this book. This is the Dora Illustrated Balzac Droll Stories, and this is illustrated by Gustave Dore, and he's a big fan of his artwork. I was looking through this, and it has a bunch of stories that seem to be maybe Regency era, and I'm kind of lately in my Regency era. Got sucked into Bridgerton, so I thought I might want to read some of these. They sound pretty interesting. There's some of the names of the stories, like a disaster. Ooh, the constable. It's the high constable's wife. That was the one I thought. Ooh, that sounds interesting. So I might even end up reading some of these that are in here. Might be one that Dan and I share, but he got this mostly because he enjoys the artwork in it. And then he is also a big comic person. This Get Fuzzy, Groovitude by Darby Conley. Once again, it's just another one of those books he can kind of, you know, comic books he can thumb through if he's waiting for something or kind of, you know, on a break at work or whatnot. He works from home, so he gets those sometimes, but he can kind of look through these. And, you know, I don't know if he's ever read this comic before or if he knows the author or the artist, but so all of those books we got for $17, which is the cost of this book alone on Amazon. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love a bargain. I love a bargain. B, you know, to get books, I'm not a big book collector. I don't do a lot of book hauls unless I'm shopping. I find a really, you know, a heck of a deal and can give them to friends or something. But I was pretty pleased with these. And these are all books. I didn't buy these for anybody except me. You know, I plan to read these books myself. So here goes my book pile growing again, but I'm really kind of thrilled about it. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I will put a little video of the store that we went to now. Good morning, friends. I'm going to apologize for my panty breathing. I'm already about halfway through my walk and it is about 84 degrees, but the humidity is, I think I checked, it's like 72%. So it's kind of like breathing soup. So I'm fine. I'm not gonna fall over. At least I hope not. And it's just hard to breathe. So I wanted to talk to you about the books I was reading while I'm taking my mobility procedure here. So I finished a few books this weekend. I finished Fatal First Edition by Jim McKinley. It is number, I think it's 14 in the series, but don't quote me. It took place on a train. which I loved. It's one of the closed doors type murders. I liked that. I missed one of the characters that is usually always in the books. She wasn't there. I kind of missed her, the lemon. But ended up giving it 4.5 stars. It was kind of slow to start for me. And, you know, I like all that build up and all of that. I don't want a murder in the first chapter. But it just, I don't know, it took me a minute to get back into the swing of things. But I really liked it. Thought it was very good. Jim McKinley knows how to write a book, that's for sure. And I love her series. The next one I read was number 26. I know that for sure. It was number 26 in the Misfortune series called Swamp Spies. Oh, I love that series. If you want a series that is funny, full of heart, has some shenanigans, older people shenanigans, but still kind of adventurous, I guess. You know, some drama, and I don't consider it really necessarily even cozy, except the found family part. The rest of it in the town, it's a little town, but some of the shenanigans that happen, it's one of those that just makes me laugh out loud every time I read it. I love it. So I read that this weekend, 5 stars immediately. Loved it. If you've ever read it, gertied through the whole book, and it was excellent. And then I started Her Royal Spyness by Reese Bowen. I'd say I'm about halfway into it. I'm enjoying it. I don't know, after binging Bridgerton, I'm kind of craving some British royalty, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm enjoying it. It is about Georgiana, and she is 32nd in line to the throne. So she has royal heritage and blood, but it doesn't really mean much. And she has to find some kind of way to take care of herself. And the queen has called her and asked her to spy on her son, because her son is canoodling with an actress, and she wants him to get married and do the proper thing, and he just wants to be a playboy. So I'm enjoying it so far. It really builds a scene. The murder doesn't happen for quite some time, like chapter 10. I like that. Since it's new in a series, I want to know all the stuff. So I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I'm almost halfway through. So y'all, it's about 7:30 a.m. and it is hot already. I know that we're having, many people in the U.S. are having a heat wave right now, and boy howdy are we. So trash truck is right there. You're probably not going to be able to hear me because they're real loud. So I'm going to finish this walk. Have a good day. Hello, friends. Yes, I'm in a bathroom because it has this incredible ring light. But I was just checking in because I am currently at a conference in the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri, and I wanted to check in and tell you about what I've been doing and that sort of thing. So also, you can work and still do cozy things. So last night I went and sat and watched the ducks by the lake, watched the sunset. It was incredible. I came back to my room and I listened to the Susan and Winning Albert's book, The Cottage Tales of Beatrix Potter, and just kind of laid down in my bed and just listened to it and fell asleep to it. This morning I am leaving to I'm going to go take a walk down by the lake, And they have carts here that will drive you around. So I think I'm gonna have one of the carts just drive me around the campus and look at it before we go to training this morning, because we have to be at training at 8 o'clock and then breakfast starts then. So I hope you enjoy this video.
Yeah. Okay. So I can put 11 hours. Okay. Oh, that. Okay. All right. So yeah, but I'm all yeah. I agree with you. I'm almost positive last year, and again, it just.
We were sitting by the water with my coworkers, so I was having some difficulty with sound. I didn't want to record them without their permission. So here are some nice sights of sunset and the ducks. Hey friends, I thought this would be a fabulous time to do a book unhaul. I just got back from my conference and thought I wanted to take off all my makeup and get comfortable, and I was like, oh yeah, take off your makeup, then do video. Yeah. I figure you all love me anyway, and you don't care if I'm all red-faced because I exfoliate it. Y'all don't care. You want to know about books, right? Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, here I am. I have a huge stack of books. I don't know how I collect so many books. For someone who doesn't collect books, I get a lot of books. So I went through my own little haul of books, or my own little stack of books, and Dan went through his, and earlier in the video, you saw the new used bookstore that's in a neighboring community, and she is really looking for people to bring in books so she can grow her items to be sold, grow inventory. That's the word. So she wants to grow inventory. And I asked her, I said, you know, I'm sure people ask you this all the time, but what books do you want the most of? And she said, we need cozy mysteries. And I was like, we're gonna be best friends. So I have a nice little haul here, and I thought, well, it'd be great to share that with you before I take them to the bookstore. And then whatever she doesn't want to take, I think I'm going to take to our local little library. On my way home from my conference, I stopped at a little library in Herman, Missouri that I went with in my video with Laura on our vlog video, and I'm gonna find a way to kind of link that if you haven't seen that. But we filled all the little libraries in Herman, and I stopped by one because it's right by a little ice cream shop that I wanted to get an ice cream at. I may have gotten an ice cream, but don't tell my business. Anyway, got me the ice cream. Shh, don't tell anybody. And black walnut, by the way. Yum. Anyway, focus. The little library that was there, Laura and I packed that thing full. I mean, we completely packed that thing full, and when I looked in it, it was almost empty. There were a handful of children's books there, so I was like, well, maybe I'm not going to drive. That's about a little over an hour and a half for me, so I'm not going to drive that again, but I'm going to go ahead and check our little local libraries, because if that library is a very touristy town, so if they're, you know, getting rid of books that quickly, maybe we are needing to do some in our own community. If not, I'll just start a little library bag and move on. And all that rambling just to say, eventually, if she doesn't take them, they're going to a little library somewhere around here. So I'll go ahead and share the books. I apologize, I have my ring light on just because it makes it more clear, but I know as soon as I put these on, you're going to see the ring light. I apologize for that. Real life, kids. I wish that I was a better videoer. So Dan found this book, and it's a vintage sci-fi book. It's called To the Stars by Harry Harrison. That's a heck of a name, Harry Harrison. Did you seriously name your kid Harry Harrison? Anywho, it looks a little like a 70s, you know, she's out with a big gun fighting in space, but her bosoms are, you know, overfloweth. Anyway, we're going to send this to the bookstore. She said she needed cozy mysteries and sci-fi. She can't keep either one of those. So there we go. I am also going to go ahead and donate Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. I've seen a lot of talk on this, about this on BookTube. Darling Desi is a favorite of mine. She really raved about it. I did the readability test. I read about 4 or 5 pages and it just didn't appeal to me. I don't think it's my genre. So I'm going to see if she would like this one. I read this one. I liked it, but I don't usually keep books, so this is going to Pride and Premeditation by Terza Price. I'd read this for the Mystery and Mayhem readathon that was sponsored by the Bookish Cottage. This Bookish Cottage, this is one of her favorite books. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a good read. If you like Pride and Prejudice, I think maybe you would like it, unless you're like a purist and then don't read it. Cartwheeling in a Thunderstorm by Katherine Rundle. I read about 3 chapters in this and I ended up DNF it. It was written really well and it is a beautiful story. I just couldn't get into it. I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't them, it was me. Gertie's Leap to Greatness by Kate Beasley. I read this. I rated it at 3 stars. I enjoyed it. It is a middle grade, but it's time for it to go. 666 Park Avenue by Gabriella Pierce. Your basic mean girl book. I read a couple chapters and was not interested. We can go. The Corpse Wore Tartan by Caitlin Dunnett. This is part of the Liz McCrimmon Scottish Mystery. I can get this online. I can get this on, I think, on Audible. So I thought I would go ahead and send this to the bookstore. And this one is also part of that Stone Cold Dead. These are not the first in the series either. These are in the middle of the series. And as much as I like to tease Storm about having to start first, I kind of like to start first in the series too. So especially Cozy Mysteries, I like to start first in the series because I want to know everything about, I want all that building. So these are not first in the series. If I get the first in the series and I like it, then I will, it's at my library, so I know where to go to get it. Nora Roberts' The Reef. I picked up some Nora Roberts for a friend of mine. She chose what she wanted, and whatever I have left of Nora Roberts, I am going to go ahead and take to the bookstore, see if she wants it. You know the story. You know what I'm doing. I'm just going to shut up and share the books. This book is called The Girl Called Owl. It's by Constance Green. I gave this 3 stars. I thought it was a really cute middle grade story. I like her. She's a nonconformist. I thought that was funny. It is written in the 60s. It's kind of a product of its time. There's some fat shaming in it, of course, but I thought it was a decent read. What a Guy, What's the Latest by Bill Huest. This is one of Dan's books, and it's a comic series. This is also one of Dan's. Good boy. Dan likes comics, and if you've watched me any amount of time, you know that. Expurgatory by Peter Clines. This is one of Dan's books as well. This was it's a cartoon annual. It's from the 1950s, but it's all very sexist humor. I'm going to see, maybe it's worth a little something because it's so old. I'm going to ask the bookstore lady if she wants it, and if not, I'm probably going to end up, I don't think I'm putting it in the little free library. I think I might end up, as much as I don't know, that's kind of book banning, isn't it? I don't know. I'm having moral quandaries there. Here, Town in a Pumpkin Bash by B.B. Hayward. This cover is everything. But I think this is second in the series. No, it's like 5th. Yeah. If I want to read the first in the series, I'll have to find it. Tale of Despereaux by Kate DiCamillo. I love this book. I love Kate DiCamillo. I love everything I've ever read by her. I don't need to keep it. I would love to. I'd love for somebody else to pick this up and love it too. Caleb and Kit by Beth Rickle. Great story, very beautiful story, very beautiful, middle grade. Emma by Jane Austen. I have this on an ebook. I would rather read it there. The Maid by Nina Prose, same. I have this on ebook. I'm going to read it there. The Cat, the Miller, and the Murder. This is part of the Cats in Trouble series by Leanne Sweeney. I have not read this series yet, but I want to start with book number 1, and this is not it. So I'm going to pass it on. Silent Knife. This is by Shelley Fradont. I am up to this series. I have read this series too, Silent Night, but I have it on audio. So I was just going to listen to it. The Diva Frosted Cupcake by Krista Davis. This is in the Domestic Diva series, very popular series. I've heard a lot about it, but this is like number 8 or 9. So I have to read the beginning of the series first, and it's also on Audible, so I think I'll get it there. I have it there on Audible. This is Rubbed Out by Riley Adams. It is part of the Memphis Barbecue mystery. I really wanted to read this, but I think that this is like number 3 or 4. No, this is number 4. So I need to start at the beginning. If, you know, I decide that I like it from the first one, my library has these, so I can go get those. Bagpipes, Brides, and Homicide. That's also part of the Liz McCrimmon series. Then I have Nora Roberts' Stars. I have Nora Roberts' Once Upon a Kiss. That's a anthology with multiple people. Nora Roberts' The Winning Hand. This is the McGregors. My friend Fiona said she really enjoyed this one, I believe. That was the one she said. Then I have Death at Gallows Green by Robin Page. I really liked this one. I read it, really enjoyed it. I have the other 2, but I'm not going to keep the series, so I am going to go ahead and send it to, you know what I'm doing. Nora Roberts, the Stanislavski brothers. Nora Roberts, From the Heart. Nora Roberts, The Calhoun Woman. Nora Roberts, Considering Kate. And Nora Roberts, All the Possibilities. This one's a little older, I think. What was that word? Y'all, I've been in a conference all week. My mouth isn't working right. This is Silhouette number 15. I thought maybe there might be some want for this, but you know, I've kind of posted and say, hey, anybody want these? And no one has said anything, so it's going as well. I have a couple of audiobooks that are going to go, so I have a nice big bag of books for her to choose from, and then maybe fill a couple of little libraries. I might search for some new little libraries in the community. I really enjoy doing this. Do you enjoy watching little free library vlogs, or you know, hearing about that? Do you go to little free libraries yourself? I'd love to hear about it in the comments, so please do let me know. One of my very favorite things to do is to read with friends. And since Tiffany lives several states away from me, and she was sitting at the beach and shared one of her beach videos, I thought it would be really cool to read with my booktube bestie and just listen to the ocean waves. So I hope you enjoy that. This is a little bit lengthy, so if you like to do that too, maybe you can get a chapter in and read with us. Enjoy.
Fox Theaters 2024-2025 Broadway.
So we are doing a taste test to the British wagon wheel or the American moon pie. Now, you can already see the size difference. Now, I will say the moon pie is a double decker, which I didn't realize that when I picked it up. This was a single serve, like buy one. The wagon wheel came in a pack. So I think the moon pie is a little bigger just because it was the double decker, but I still think that moon pies may be normally a little bigger. So as you can see here, the moon pie chocolate is a little darker. This is a little lighter. It's thin. The British one is thin. Now, as I said, this is a double decker, but even if it's just like the one layer, it's a little bit thicker, and like you can see the marshmallow. And the bottom here, you can see the cookie, it's not completely covered. And this one is completely covered. So now we're going to go for taste. After cutting it open, this was very crisp and crunchy. I could just break it. This I had to cut with a knife. It's very soft and kind of crumbly. So let's see how they taste. So Dan and I have tried both the wagon wheel and the moon pie, and we're going to say which one we like the best. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I agree. The wagon wheel, to me, I like the crispness and the taste of the chocolate better. The moon pie to me was more cakey and almost kind of dry, like it stuck at the roof of my mouth. But I like the marshmallow better in the moon pie. If the moon pie marshmallow went into the wagon wheel, it would be the perfect to me. What do you think?
I like the chewy of the marshmallow in the wagon wheel.
You like the chewiness, so the wagon wheel is definitely your top. I like the flavor better of the wagon wheel. I think the chocolate tastes a lot better, but I like the gooiness of the marshmallow. And you like the chewiness of the marshmallow. So folks, I think we would choose the wagon wheel.
I'm not coming near him. I'm not coming. I'm not coming. Hey, I am not coming. I hear you. I hear you. Your babies are cute, but boy, she scares me. How cute they are. You gonna walk with me? Pass? Okay, I don't blame you.
Hey friends, I think this is a good place to stop this video. We've had some cozy times, we've had some wildlife, we've had a book unhaul and a book haul, so I don't want this video to be so long that it's, you know, a novel. So thank you so much for being here. If you are an original subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate your friendship and your welcoming into this community. If you're new here and you like my vibe, please subscribe. I try to do vlogs a couple times a month, and I do book descriptions, book suggestions, usually everything in the bookish vein, but a lot of cozy vibe too. So as I said earlier, thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. If no one has told you today that you make the world a better place, you sure do. Until next time, I will see you later. Happy reading.